Next, we're going to take a look at the marketplace itself. The marketplace is going to be broken up into various different sections because it is the heart of the system, and it is actually pretty detailed with a lot of tools for you. So first thing we're going to do is going to go click on Marketplace up top. Then you can see the brief description of the marketplace, and then you can start scrolling down and seeing the actual filters and all of the products themselves. Now, it's important to note that each section of the marketplace, which is broken into 3 different sections, has a hide function on the top right of the section. That allows you to collapse or expand the sections that constitute the actual marketplace. For example, on the bottom you can see the agencies. This is the agencies that I'm currently a part of. So we can actually see the lead providers that they're providing, the status of the agency, how many different products they're running, and these are basically like if I work for an organization that is allowing me to access their discounted leads or maybe even paying for my leads for me, that's where you'll find them. Next section is the lead providers. Here's where you'll find a list of all the lead providers that are currently active on the system, along with a description of the company. You can see their status, if they have visibility of public. In some cases, if you see private, that means that the only products that they're showing to you are the private products that your agency has negotiated for you. You can also see the contact information and customer support and request a refund section on both of those. So you can, in fact, contact and communicate with the lead publishers directly, even attempt to work out better pricing or negotiate it if you're large enough or have enough volume, or request a refund of your existing wallet balances. But by default, the most important section is going to be your product section. And as you can see here, it comes with a very copious amount of filters that allow you to filter in exactly what you're looking for. First filter here is for lead providers. Second filter is for either public or private or both campaigns. The next filter is one I really like. It is the search filter, which allows you to type in the products that you are looking for as far as like final expense or Medicare. Next section is the price from and price to. In other words, are we looking for prices from $30 to $45? You can also see the build after or build from section. Now the build after and build from means what is the buffer. So if I'm looking for everything between a 20-second and a 60-second buffer is a good example of that. And then calls per day from and calls per day to are the volume of calls that they're currently generating. Now the next section is going to be calls from. This is a very neat tool where it lets you go ahead and select which states you want the criteria to be based on. As you can see right now, we haven't hit apply any filters, so it's currently for the entire country. You can see that, let's just say, we'll show you here there in a minute how important that can be. You can also select ads generating traffic. That means that do you only want to see the lead publishers that are actually showing what ads are for them, or are you okay with everybody? You can also see maybe covered by agency. That is going to be a good function for you if you are working with an agency that is buying leads for you, or if you are an agency that is actually providing leads for the agent. That's how they can easily find the various products that you're willing to pay for. And also you can go to My Products, which is pretty self-explanatory. It basically means, hey, these are the products that I've already selected. Now I want to reset all these filters here. I want to do a quick experiment with you and show you how this works. So for example, if I hit, let's just go Guerrilla Marketers and hit apply filters, I'll only be showing Guerrilla Marketers. If I remove that and apply the filters again, I can see everything. Now you'll notice that there's going to be a lot of different providers on here, and sometimes there's going to be so many different lead types that there has to be a different page or multiple pages. You can click on the multiple pages on the bottom to see the other pages on there. As we were saying earlier, this will be a good example of this here. So let's go to one of the larger providers, Optimize Convert, apply the filter, and you can stack the filters on here. So we'll see they're currently making an average of 738 calls per day for final expense. However, if I change the state on it, for example, go California, Arizona, and Arkansas, and hit apply filters, now you can see that because the traffic is only being sourced from these 4 states, the number of average calls per day has dropped. And we're going to reset all these filters here. Now, as I said before, there's a couple other cool tools on here. You can actually see maybe covered by agency and apply that filter. Now I can see just the leads that are provided by my agency. And as you can see, it has a little denotion there that it might be covered by them. And that works for both public and private campaigns. Now, this is a neat little feature here, is that this one being private, only people that are allowed to see private campaigns or products can actually see or select those. Public means everyone can see it, everyone can go buy it. Oh, that's it. Private means that there's a pre-negotiated deal or product that's been worked out that's special to the group that I'm in. And again, we can go ahead and hit my products and see just the ones that I've already selected. As you can see, I have a checkbox next to all of these, so they're the ones that I'm in. Now, inside the cards themselves, you're going to notice some information here. Now, all of this information is actually generated either by our system making counts or by the lead publisher themselves putting in their own information. Live Client does not make these. So a good example of this information here, let's take a look at Ads by George right here. As you can see, there's the description, there's the product, there's the company, the average calls per day based off of previous week's traffic. You can even see the ad itself that is generating the traffic. As you can see, many of them have different ads, but being able to see them is a very important thing. Now, let's say, for example, I want to go ahead and select some of these, and I wanted to go ahead and just do final expense. I would type in final expense, hit apply the filter, and now it's just pulling up final expense, making it a little bit easier for me to get to. Then if I wanted to select the actual product, I can go in and I can select via the campaigns. I can select which product I want by clicking a checkbox, and I can also select multiple buffers and multiple products from multiple different organizations, and I'm able to run them all at the same time. Now you'll notice I've checked the boxes in several of these for the same. That's because each one of these buffers is billed at a different rate, even though it's the exact same phone call. The only difference that you see that denotes a different price is how long do you have before the publisher charges you for that call and takes that money out of your wallet. So let's just say, for example, I wanted to run a test and say, okay, I want to see which buffer is best for me. Well, then I could actually run a test and say I want 3 of these, 3 of these, and then 3 of these. And what it's going to do is going to go, okay, first 3 of the day that I get from this provider, it's going to be 30-second buffer for $36. Then the next 3 I get is going to be 45 seconds for $40, and then the next 3 would be 60 seconds for $70. That's the way that works. However, I don't recommend that you go ahead and start doing that as an advanced feature until you've kind of settled on which lead publishers work best for you. Now, once I've made my selections and my changes, you'll notice that there is now a blue button on the bottom right. That is where you save your changes. And now, if you've already filled up your wallet and made your agent settings to what they need to be, you're ready to take calls.